I hit rank 3 in the world with Kate Bishop. Let's take a look at what I've been doing to optimize Marvel Snap's newest card. Kate Bishop, the most recent Season Pass card for the Young Avengers season, is a 2/3 with the ability to add 2 cards to your hand. Those are her arrows. Her arrows are selected out of 4. You can get 2 out of the 4. You will not be able to get any duplicates. Her arrows are Acid Arrow, which has -2 power and switches sides, clogging the opponent. Grapple Arrow, which drags the next card you play to where the grapple is, but is also a 1/3. Basic Arrow, which is actually just Hawkeye. And Pym Particle Arrow, which is just Ant-Man with 1 less power. Astute observers might note that Kate is a bit of a clog card, and that all of her cards are also 1-drops, which means the place that I ended up playing her was in a bounce/clog deck. She adds a decent amount to your ability to meaningfully clog, and because you're not doing anything like going out of your way to get that, you just get that off of Kate, your ability to clog is surprising, strong, and incredibly easy to use. This is the deck that I played to top 3 in the world. It is a powerful clog/bounce deck, and it uses Kate Bishop to supplement both of those plans. Now, keep in mind, she is very much a supplementary card here. She's doing a lot to add to your clog plan. Having 3 things that clog instead of having 2 things that clog is actually kind of a big deal, because one of the things that I noticed when I was playing this list was there were just so many more games where I was clogging 2 spots in a lane and just locking it up forever. That's a really powerful thing to do. The rest of what this deck does is generally strong Ajax bounce stuff. I was an early adopter of Ajax generally, and this was the kind of shell that I really wanted to see him succeed in. And that kind of deck is something that appeals to me naturally. Basically, he's here when you need him, but you don't always need him. You'll very often see him conflicting with a beast on 4, so you'll want to play the beasted cards instead of Ajax, but when you need something to go extremely tall, there is only one guy to call, and his name is Ajax. Of course, this clog subplot that you have in your deck with the Goblin Arrow, which is what I'm just going to keep calling it, the, of course, White Widow, and Viper and the Hood, you are very, very able to make sure your opponent's lanes are more full than yours, making Hazmat a reasonable card on her own. That is the sort of impetus for a deck like this. There's just a lot of cards that really go together very well. Hope Summers, Kate Bishop. I'm going to do that a bunch, by the way. I want you to know that. There is a near 100% chance I will make that mistake again. Feel free to count in the comments the amount of times I call Kate Bishop Hope Summers. Kate Bishop is an excellent, excellent replacement or supplementary card for what this deck is already trying to do. She adds so much in terms of getting Clog for free, and she allows you to have all these other random utility pieces, from a random Ant-Man that you can get, a Hawkeye, which is easily the worst of them, and even just a 1/3 can be helpful in a pinch. All of those cards additionally move Werewolf by Night, or most of them do. The Grapple Arrow does, the Clog Arrow does, and the Hawkeye Arrow does. The Pym Particle Arrow is, of course, an ongoing. This, as a Werewolf by Night deck, does require you to choose a direction fairly early in the game. There are 2 major 3-drops that you want to look out for when you play this deck. The first is Werewolf by Night, and the second is Cassandra Nova. Being able to beast a Cassandra Nova is a genuinely powerful thing to do, but you do have to make that decision basically on turn 3. When you play Cassandra Nova later and later and later, you are often totally unable to beast her. So you have to decide on turn 3 whether you want to be a Cassandra Nova Beast deck or you want to be a Werewolf by Night deck. And the choices you make on turn 3 will influence basically the entire game because of how important those choices are and how they spiral out to everything else. The Hood is obviously a key piece of our clog/bounce plan. He is one of the major overlaps between it. Being able to send the Hood over with Viper is obviously incredible. -3 power for them is very, very good. Being able to bounce the Hood with Beast is obviously incredible. A lot of my favorite lines with this deck involve playing the Hood, bouncing it with Beast, sending it over with Viper on a later turn. and that would be when the hood costs 0, you end up with 2 demons, just a bunch of really strong stuff is happening, and a lot of it is because of this card. This is an excellent staple card in basically every bounce deck that has ever existed for a reason, and honestly, I think this deck might use it better than any other bounce deck, thanks to that Clog sub-theme. If you told me I was supposed to replace Rocket Raccoon with literally anything else, I think I might believe you, because I might be the single worst Rocket Raccoon hitter of all time. But if you are able to hit a Rocket Raccoon, and then you are able to beast it, that is a very, very strong thing. Here's the issue. A lot of the time, your opponent is going to know that you're setting up a beast lane, and so you typically want to be playing things like, against an opponent who doesn't know, you want to be playing your Rocket Raccoon into the beast lane, hoping they play into there, get the free proc, and then suddenly you're looking at a potential 0-9. That's amazing. The thing is that once your beast lane is pretty obviously set up, sometimes they just don't play in there, and then you just sort of never hit him anywhere ever. This is a card that has a lot of delta on it. I wouldn't be shocked if someone was able to convince me that there was another better card that I should be running. Maybe in this Marvel Boy meta, we're supposed to be looking at Elektra. I really couldn't tell you, but it is something that enters my mind as I am so bad at hitting this card, and if you are also so bad at hitting this card, I can understand maybe wanting to replace it. I don't think you can replace Nico Minoru, who just does too much for this deck. It's not always reliable, but the things she does are completely bonkers. Being able to clone cards like Beast, being able to clone cards like Cassandra Nova, drawing 2 cards, ending the game on Limbo. Like, there's just so many things that this card will do that no other card in the entire game will do. She's an absolutely phenomenal 1-cost piece in this deck that fills so many little individual niches that you almost forget that you can just play her as a card that gives other cards power sometimes. This guy is honestly such a problem. Beast, and having Beast is probably like not necessarily the biggest determinant of how I know the game is going to go, but when I have Beast, I am fairly confident I'm doing something pretty ridiculous. I'm bouncing a White Widow and doing more Clog stuff. I'm bouncing a Cassandra Nova and doing more Drain stuff. I'm bouncing whatever it is. It's going to be impactful to my opponent's board in a negative way. And this is the kind of thing, when I talk about the Clog sub-theme, you might not think of Beast as an important part of the Clog sub-theme, but he really is. There are these games where what you're really setting up is something like Hood on turn 1, you have your White Widow on turn 2, you have your Demon Beast on 3, and then your 4 is playing out the White Widow, sending over your 0-cost Hood with a Viper, and like there's just so much Clog. You've clogged 3 of their spots by turn 4, and you're not even really a Clog deck. You just get to do that because Beast lets you do it. Honestly, the Hazmat Ajax portion of this deck is, I think, probably the most flexible, but the reason it's good in here, I think, right now, is because it is something that does not ask too much of you. It is a very easy package to just put in your deck, and anything you replace it with, I feel like I need a very coherent argument as to why it is better, because there are no other cards that you can put in your deck that will meaningfully get to like 25 power the way an Ajax can in this deck, and there's just not any real replacing that, and Hazmat is the sort of price you pay. She has that overlap with the fact that you are clogging your opponent. You are able to do meaningfully strong things to what she is able to do even without Ajax, but she is very much here for Ajax. White Widow is an immensely powerful card. You can tell because it just got nerfed and we're still playing the crap out of it. And because we have this additional Clog ability in the form of Kate Bishop, adding the Clog arrow to our hand, our ability to bounce White Widow, our ability to Viper over the Hood, this sort of gives us a critical mass of just sort of incidental Clog. And that's what I really like about this deck. You don't really set out to be a Clog deck, but sometimes it just happens and then your opponent can't do anything about it. And that's just a very strong thing to get effectively for free. You are not investing very heavily in being a Clog deck. White Widow's a good card anyway. You'd do that anyway, right? You want to play Beast anyway. You're a bounce deck. You play Hood anyway. And Hope Summers is like I did it again. Kate Bishop is like the closest you get to actually seriously investing in that. Okay, her name is Kate Bishop. I don't know why I have this brainworm, but I'm not going to be able to get rid of it. You're just going to have to live with it. This brainworm is a part of me like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So, Kate Bishop, what she's adding to this deck is effectively oomph. She's adding a bit of supplementary bonuses to things we already wanted. She is allowing us to be more of a clog deck without paying a meaningful cost for it. She has the same hand size issues as what you'd replace her with, which is Falcon. But honestly, I do think she is meaningfully better than Falcon because of what she enables in terms of allowing you to clog more effectively. This card is quite strong here. You are generally interested in just having 1/3s to fill out your curve, and that's what everything in her arsenal is, except the Clog one, which is the best one to get basically all of the time. This is a potent addition to this archetype, and I do think it is worth checking out the season pass for this card. She is genuinely pretty sweet. It's a little bit too free to run Cassandra Nova. I genuinely was not seeing a lot of Ajaxxing when I played today, and yet I still was in a situation where running Cassandra Nova was just totally fine. You love bouncing her. It's a pretty strong thing to do. Obviously against Ajaxxing, she's literally the GOAT. There's really not much else to say about her. She's a little bit too strong in normal matchups to even be considered a tech card. Like, she is a tech card for Ajaxxing, and obviously she's amazing there, but like, she's also just plenty good normally. You're a deck that's very happy to bounce her and do like your curve of something like, Hood into White Widow into Cassandra Nova, Beast that. That's just really good no matter what you're doing. And so, yeah, strong card. Nothing bad to say about it. If I had to pick one mistake that I think I might be making with this deck, it is over-prioritizing Cassandra Nova compared to Werewolf by Night. I feel like I'm playing Cassandra over Werewolf too much. And I want you to think really, really hard about the tenor of each of the matchups that you're going to be in when you have to make that choice. Because it stands out to me as one of the hardest choices I've ever had to make in Marvel Snap, because it just cascades so hard. If you play out Cassandra and you're like, I'm going to beast this Cassandra, you need to have a plan for your turn 5. If you play out Wolf, I think it actually plays out a little bit easier, but if your opponent is playing a Clog deck, the Wolf doesn't really do much. And of course, if your opponent is playing Ajaxxing, sometimes it might actually be better to hold the Cassandra, but I mean, if you're interested in getting 40 power, she can do that in that matchup if you beast her then. There's also considerations like, what if your Nico has a clone on it, which you obviously want to be cloning Cassandra, but when you clone Cassandra, you need to start thinking about your hand size and how you manage that. And when you play Werewolf, you need to be thinking very heavily about your board space and how you manage that. It's a tough deck to play, and this specific turn 3 choice is the hardest part of it. I've been so happy with Viper. I realize people look at this deck and they're like, what the hell? What's Viper doing here? Here's the thing. It doesn't just have to send over the Hood. Like, if you go White Widow into Viper, you've clogged 2 spots in a lane. Like, that's not obviously a thing that you're going to do a lot. But the point I'm trying to make here is, like, you're probably going to be able to send something over that kind of sucks most of the time. You are pretty effective at making that happen. And being a deck like this that is able to meaningfully full clog your opponents, Viper is just such a great part of that. I mean, like, as a 3/5, there's nothing bad I can even come close to saying about her. I've been very happy with this card in my deck. Shang-Chi is here out of deference to the meta that was, I think. I have noticed this card getting notably worse because a lot of the Zoo decks now are forced into running Kyera due to potential Killmongers. That actually protects their Mockingbirds from being Shang-Chi'd, and that is unfortunately a fairly relevant matchup that you're gonna run into a decent amount of the time, because with Marvel Boy and of course with Mockingbird, you are gonna be in situations like, I've seen 1-drops with 10 power that I'd like to Shang-Chi that I was unable to Shang-Chi because the card Kyera existed. I've seen Mockingbirds with 10 power that I'd like to Shang-Chi that I was unable to Shang-Chi because the card Kyera existed, right? Like, it's not rocket science. I do think Shang-Chi's a little bit worse right now. I don't really think I'd ever go out of my way and start trying to cut him, but it is something to sort of keep in the back of your mind as you play this deck and get a feel for how it works out. I personally think he's still very, very good and would not even really consider cutting him, but I realize some people are going to look at this and say, that's really clunky, KM. What are you thinking? This guy is huge. Ajax is a big, 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 big boy, and that's really all you need him to be. There is some tension in this deck, such that playing him on 5 is not always the thing you actually feel incentivized to do. A lot of your beasts happen on 4, and when your beast happens on 4, you're like, I need to take advantage of the energy, and you actually have to slow down and think, because sometimes you do need to take advantage of the energy. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can do a beast on 5 that allows you to beast up a hazmat, and then your final turn can be hazmat Ajax because hazmat costs 1. There's a lot of modality in this deck, a lot of weird things that you have to really sort of figure out. Ajax is your break glass in case of emergency. There's nothing weird about him. He's just gigantic. Just make sure you don't get rogued. All right, y'all, thank you so much for making it through that video. As always, I have been KMBest. You have been phenomenal. I will see you in the next one. Let's jump in to some gameplay. Remember to like and subscribe. And of course, I just said it, we'll see you in the next one. Just one for the road. Hope Summers. Oh no! Dude. Dude. The pain. Never hit Rocket Raccoon. Oh! Well, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen. Breed? The cat doesn't have a breed. She's generic cat. She's a cat. That's pretty much her whole thing. Really? Real. I hate doing this so much. No, she has a little patch of black on top of her head. Oi. Okay. Got that to happen. Love it. All right. Is there a world? I don't think there is. I think it's actually just straight up this. Looks like I'm dead. Wait. 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 Ghost Rider? Ghost Rider? We'll take it. I gotta go drop the cat off. We did it. Arishem. Nice. That's so scary. I'm gonna stay in, though, I think. They have 2 cards in hand. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro. Oh. 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 Okay. That kills me. What the shit? I guess we're just doing stuff. That limbo is so odd. Am I dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we're adding 19 to the right. We can die. I think this is losable, yeah. Let's find out. I kind of think we always lose this, honestly. Why Hazmat last? For more power. Legitimately, it's for more power. That's the whole point. We need as many procs on this Ajax as we can get. See? We needed every single fucking one of those. For the record, they Mockingbird right, they win. I just need Drake dressed as Nick Fury. You feel me? I need Drake in the Nick Fury outfit because he's starting the Young Avengers initiative. Okay? It's too good not to do, but I don't know how to do any of it. So if anyone in chat is able to put that together, that would be much appreciated. I'd be super grateful. Yup. To type brother. I feel like you meant to type brother, but instead of that, you did something. You said what you. Okay. They're a Thanos deck, it seems. Makes Cassandra Nova very good. Okay. Jeez. Maybe I hold the Cassandra one more turn. Because I can clone the Cassandra, which might be worth doing. This is a 9-power Cassandra that I'm cloning. I think I gotta snap it. Brigade, Battalion, Bunch. The Binksy Bunch ain't bad. That's definitely a good one. Power Stone, Soul Stone, Time Stone. Perfect. It's like very, very, very over here. Yeah? Incoming Killmonger? I'm honestly thinking of doing this. I can't think of any way for me to really lose. $20-power Thanos? Is that what's happening right here? Bro, hell yeah. I respect the shit out of that. Drake memes don't stop, they don't. I respect the shit out of that. Only if you're sniping. Okay, I thought I knew what he was playing, and now I'm scared. I thought I knew what he was playing, and now I don't know what he's playing. I feel like this is Tribunal 2, and I'm about to get shit on. Well, let's find out. So if he plays Onslaught here... Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what's happening anymore. I've got nothing. I've got no idea. I've got no clue. What the fuck is going on? What is this man playing? I don't know. If it's Ultron, he adds 6 here. Fucking, I have no idea. RSM Gamer's just gone, by the way. Okay, fair enough. Fucking A. Thanks. I don't know what they are. But I think I'm going to win the middle and the left. Oh, geez. Still win. All right. Still win a tiebreaker, I guess. We'll take them. We'll take Arishim game. I mean, I do run Cassandra Nova. We cut Falcon for Hawkeye. Wow. They're about to have 4 energy on turn 2. That's a lot of energy. That can't be good. I can't imagine anything cool happening for me here. Sure. Particle Arrow, you got it. Copycat my Ajax. Solid. What the hell? That's crazy. Oh. They're out of here. Holy shit. Please. Please read. I'm begging you to read. Get the cards or don't. I don't want to talk about it. Grandmaster. Well, that's kind of ass. Oh, pretty big number in the middle. Holy shit, that's horrifying. Meech, what are you doing? Oh, fuck. Horrifying. Is this winnable? Am I just dead? Is this like... Oh, thank God. My Clog plan worked.